Most people believe they are judged by what they say. But in reality, the brain often decides how to treat someone long before words appear. Within seconds of entering a space, subtle signals begin shaping how others interpret you. Posture, stillness, timing, eye contact. None of these feel dramatic in the moment, yet they quietly influence whether someone is seen as confident, distant, thoughtful, or uncertain. And once that interpretation begins, it becomes surprisingly difficult to change. Psychologists describe first impressions as mental shortcuts. The brain looks for familiar patterns so it can make quick decisions without analyzing deeply. Instead of asking, "Who is this person really?" it asks, "Who does this person remind me of?" Confidence, calmness, hesitation. These small cues guide perception faster than logic ever could. This isn't always fair, but it is remarkably consistent. One of the most misunderstood parts of first impressions is silence. Many thoughtful people believe that observing quietly allows others to see their depth over time. And sometimes it does. But in fast-moving environments, silence can be interpreted in different ways depending on context. In one room, quietness signals composure. In another, it may be mistaken for uncertainty. The difference rarely comes from intention. It comes from how quickly the brain builds a story. Pacing also shapes perception more than most people realize. When someone speaks slightly slower or moves with calm intention, observers often interpret that as control. Small pauses can create the impression of clarity, even before the content of the words is understood. Meanwhile, rushed movement or rapid speech can unintentionally signal anxiety, even when the ideas themselves are strong. This is why two people can deliver similar thoughts and leave completely different impressions behind. What makes first impressions powerful is that they rarely feel deliberate. Most people assume they are evaluated based on explanations, achievements, or detailed conversations. But much of the interpretation begins before any of that happens. By the time a discussion truly starts, the brain has already formed a preliminary map of who someone might be. And yet, first impressions are not permanent. They are simply the opening chapter of a longer narrative. Small adjustments, a moment of stillness, a calmer pace, a deliberate pause, can gradually reshape how others listen and respond. Not through performance, but through awareness. Understanding the psychology of first impressions is not about becoming someone else. It is about recognizing that presence is communicated before language. And once you become aware of that, you begin to realize that influence often begins in the quiet space before the first word is spoken.